Upanishadic chant that everyone gets on well together and learns from each other. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Oh, Om Namah Shivaya. Thanks a lot, everybody. I can say one thing in Chinese, Ni Hao. And I can say two more things, Shu Chi, Hu Chi. Inhale and exhale. That's all I can say. Su Chi, Hu Chi. But my pronunciation is not good. Nor is it good. The Sanskrit is also not good. Okay, so we're going to spend a few hours together. And I'm going to speak very slowly. So Sunita, who is in Shanghai, can translate. Prema is in Hong Kong, where she's working with UN, taking care of the world's business, I hope. And Jyoti is in north of Hong Kong, just close to the mainland border, where I'm lucky to stay with her and her husband in their beautiful home there, especially because her husband has a wonderful chair. It is a relaxing chair. You sit in it and it gives you a full 1.5 hour massage. Every part of your body gets massaged. So I'm looking forward to next visit there. And Vimala is in Singapore, but I've not been to Singapore. One day, God willing, might go there. We're going to talk mainly about prana ayama. That is how to lengthen and measure the prana. And what I'll try to do is put that together with the old yogic techniques which come from India via Hatha Pradipika text written in medieval time, about 12th to 14th century, there around that time, passed down to us today, and try to validate some of those teachings with modern scientific findings, which are very interesting, telling us how come the yogis knew so much? How come they were able to maintain their equanimity of mind, peace, and health by simply doing good breathing techniques? Most of us modern people have forgotten how to breathe. If you go out on the street in any city and you watch people, they're often breathing with their mouth, like that. And furthermore, if you ask them to take a deep breath with their nose, they'll go and just try to suck air. We're sucking air, but doesn't help. So this problem came around about the Industrial Revolution time. During the Industrial Revolution, we started creating pollution in the air. With that pollution, we no longer wanted to breathe well. And after that, things began to speed up in our lives, and we were living at too fast a rate. And most people are in a kind of a panic all the time. Do this, do that, go, yeah, do this, do that, etc. Everything run, 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 go, go, go. So our nervous systems have gotten used to a state of sympathetic overdrive. We're constantly in a sympathetic nervous state. That means that we are always ready to fight or flight. We want to rush and do something. And little by little, that's draining our energy and causing stress, which builds up over time, giving us all kind of modern diseases or sicknesses, problems. Alternatively, some people close off themselves and they go down into too much of a parasympathetic lethargy or depression and can't get out of that state because their breathing system is too less, too slow. Nothing is working well. So there are very simple techniques that we can learn to help us get back into a more calm balance. Or if we do get under stress, we can bounce back more quickly. If we do get sick, we are able to recover better after that. So far, everyone understood. Sunita, it's okay, this pace? Yes. Okay, good. I like talking like this, gives me a chance to think about what I'm saying. Because, okay. So what we're going to do for about 2 hours, we're going to talk about breathing, but we're also going to do breathing exercises. Very important, because for 2 hours your mind will be wandering and going here and there. So if we do in between some breathing exercises, we'll invigorate our mind, make our sharp attention. Okay. Now the first important thing is you must sit comfortably. Okay, so everyone sit comfortably as you can. You sit, if you're cross-legged, sit cross-legged. Sit on a little cushion if you like. And your spine nice and straight, your shoulders open. If you want to sit on a chair, that's all right. But keep both your feet flat on the floor, parallel to each other, not this way, this way. Okay. And then we can all take our fingers and turn our palms up and put them on our knees. Good. Now, the next important thing is to keep your eyes very focused, steady. Here's a secret. You want to hear a secret? The secret is, if you keep your eyes fixed on one spot, time appears to go very quickly. If you're looking around all the time, looking here, there, like this, time will go very slowly. There's no such thing as time. There's only the appearance of time. Time doesn't really exist, but we think it exists. When we keep our eyes fixed on one spot, time will go quickly. So keep your eyes one spot for 2 hours, time will go. Okay, now keeping your eyes fixed on one spot, using your diaphragm, You're going to take a deep inhale through the nose, and the diaphragm goes down, and your thoracic cage lifts open, and your shoulders a little bit back. When you exhale, sink your shoulders, let your ribs back down, and let your diaphragm come back up. So inhaling, diaphragm down, ribs up. Exhaling, ribs down, diaphragm up. Inhaling deeply with your nose, and exhale. Now, many of you are yogis practicing, so I don't have to teach you exactly everything, but I hope you're using your diaphragm. Your diaphragm is the most important muscle for breathing, not only for breathing, but for developing the brain. It's the use of the diaphragm that humans, long time ago, when they started to stand up, were able to get maximum oxygen up into the brain to feed the billions and trillions of nerves, neurons, and connections to allow us to develop and evolve. And right now, this diaphragm is acting all the time for your breathing from the moment you're born until your body dies. It's going up and down. But because of the incorrect breathing, it might not be functioning well or fully. So we're going to make it function well and fully by breathing deeply. So, sorry I spoke so long, but I hope you were breathing during that time. So inhale and exhale. Now, when you inhale, diaphragm goes down, there's more space here for your heart. So your heart gets a little bit bigger, and it sends a signal to your brain, and it tells your brain that there's more space, the heart is a little bit bigger, the blood is flowing a little bit slower. So your brain gets that signal, and it quickly tells your heart, beat more, faster. He needs more oxygen, more blood. That happens when you inhale. When you inhale, your heart starts to beat faster. Exactly the opposite happens when you exhale. When you exhale and the diaphragm comes back up here, the space here becomes smaller. Heart has not so much space, and it has to beat more to move the blood through. So it quickly sends a signal to your brain, oh, and your brain sends a signal back down, and it tells your heart, it's okay, you can relax now. So whenever you inhale, your heart is pumping faster. Whenever you exhale, heart pumping little slower. This is going on all the time. And if you suddenly stood up now, your heart would have to pump more and more. And if you lay down, your heart would have to pump less. So your heart, your diaphragm, your heart, and your brain are constantly working together all the time to make sure that you get sufficient oxygen to every cell in your body. Okay, but there's one more thing. There's always one more thing. Your heart has a certain frequency at which it is pulsating. And what we want to do is we want to get our movement of our diaphragm and the heart rate frequency in harmony, in resonance. It's called resonance. There's a word in Chinese for resonance. Must be. Yes. I don't know what it is. Sunita knows. She's telling everyone. One thing, so we're going to do, we call resonance breathing, to put the movement of our diaphragm, our heart rate, and the breath in and out in a harmony. And to do that, I'm going to play a sound. A very nice sound, a special sound, vibrating at a special frequency. And when that you hear the inhale sound, you inhale. And when you hear the exhale sound, you exhale. And I'm going to do this at 5 seconds in, 5 seconds exhale. Equal. So you all ready? Okay. Sit nice and straight, hands like this. You'll hear the inhale. This is inhale sound. This exhale sound. Inhale. Exhale. Keep your eyes slightly open, fixed on one spot. If you like, you can close your eyes, but keep your mind in the center between the eyebrows. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Using your diaphragm and intercostal muscles. Inhale, whoosh. Inhale, exhale. Remember breathing deeply with your diaphragm. Okay, now you're going to take your right thumb, close your right nostril, and just breathe through your left nostril. Inhale, exhale. Just your left nostril only. Nice deep breaths. Inhale, make a slight sound, like a soft, soothing sound. Keep your eyes steady and keep your mind on that sound of the breath and this tone you're hearing to guide you. Gentle but deep breathing. Now you're going to switch to your right nostril only. So, right nostril inhale, right nostril exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now we're going to inhale on the left, exhale on the right. Inhale on the right, exhale on the left. Inhale left, exhale right. Alternate nostril. Now put your hand down, but keep breathing. Inhale. Hold that breath in for a few seconds. And now exhale. And hold with the breath out your body for a few seconds. And then inhale. Hold, pausing, don't breathe. Air is in. Exhale. Hold. Air is out. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Okay, now regular breathing. Just inhale deep and exhale. So this little exercise we did, it is called a resonance breathing. And if you can do 10 minutes resonance breathing every day, morning, and 10 minutes evening, your whole life will change completely. And you will be very resilient and strong, because what we're doing is we're training our nervous system to keep in balance. And just like you need to train for anything you do in life, you want to study or you want to run, you have to train your legs, etc. We are now training our diaphragm to move properly by breathing deep every single day, all the time. And this is not only helping your breathing, but it's helping to keep your body up, perpendicular, so that we're not like this. We're staying up easily in the gravity. This diaphragm is essential for these two things. But it's working with the nervous system, particularly through a very important set of nerves, the vagus nerves, which I'll show you and speak about in a little bit. Okay. But first, one other important tip. I'm going to give you a lot of tips. Okay. These tips are really helpful. When you wake up early morning, don't hop out of the bed, okay? You lie in bed as soon as you wake up and you start breathing like this. Inhale, exhale, just like you did now. You're lying in bed, you woke up, don't do anything, just lie there. Make inhale and exhale. At least 10 deep, full breaths. And then take your legs out the bed, put them flat on the floor, sit on the edge of your bed with your back straight, and take another 10 deep, full breaths. So this is your daily first thing. Nothing else. Don't hop, jump, run. Okay. If you have to go to the bathroom, just hold it for a little bit. And then you can go to the bathroom. Okay. Now, what you're doing is you're telling your nervous system to breathe like this through the rest of the day. If you hop up and your alarm goes and you start running, then your nervous system thinks, okay, get into gear overdrive, and it'll be going like that all the day. But you're training and telling it, oh, you slow down, calm down, take little time. So our nervous system, we're trying to get it back into sync, harmony, resonance. Now, in South India, long ago, there was a system of doing this where people would go to the temple to see the god, and they would do something called Topu Karanam. These days, they're doing a little bit, but they're not doing in a good way. So if you go to a South Indian temple, you'll see people tapping their head and go like this and pray and rush to work. So we're going to now learn to do Tapu Karanam very nicely. And its purpose is, again, to rewire your nervous system on a daily basis. You do this daily in a period of time. And what it's doing, it's telling your nervous system to get back into sync. Okay. For doing this, we're going to stand up. So inhale, come up to a standing position. Whoop, wrong way. And you're going to stand nice and straight with your feet together. Arms hang loose alongside your body. Take a deep inhale and a long exhale. Again, take a deep inhale and a long exhale. Now take your fists, gentle fists, and just tap your temples. Gently you tap. And you can look at the Ganesh over there, Ganesha on that side. And we're going to repeat his mantra for removing difficulties in our lives. Om Suklam Baradaram Vishnum Shashi Varnam Chutupajam Prashanavadadam Datet Sarva Vignopaya Shantaye Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Okay, now don't sit down. You're going to hold your left ear or your right ear with your left thumb in the front and your fists behind. And then you're going to hold your left ear with the right thumb in front and fist behind. Okay. So right ear, left ear. Now cross your right foot in front of your left foot. Looking straight ahead of you, you're going to inhale and squat till your elbows come to your knees and looking ahead, and exhale, stand up. And we're going to do that 18 times. So inhale down, exhale up. Good. Put your feet together. Stand straight. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Again, take a deep inhale and a long exhale. So what we did is we reset our nervous system. You can do this every morning. And here's another thing you can do to focus your mind and to get some strength. You're going to put your left foot directly in front of your right foot. So your right big toe is touching the heel of your left foot. Your feet are in one line. Focus your eyes about 3 meters in front of you on the floor. Take a deep inhale. Hold your breath and contract your anal sphincter muscle, your anus. Pull it tight, holding your breath. And exhale. Don't let your eyes move. Change your feet. Right foot in front of the left foot. Take a deep inhale. Hold your breath, contract your anus, and keep your eyes steady. And relax, exhale. And bring your feet back together. Take a deep inhale. And a long exhale. Then come back to a cross-legged seated position. Good. Okay, so now you are very focused. You have good attention. So every day we need to adjust our nervous system because unfortunately the busy world has created a situation where our nervous system is imbalanced, particularly the circadian rhythm. That means your inner awareness of the night and day cycle, light and dark. Because of artificial light, this has gone out of balance. It's created many, many health problems. So the most important thing you can do, if you can, is daily, when the sun is rising, you go outside, and if you're in a warm climate, you can be barefoot on the earth. If you're in a cold, like we are here, snow, and Sabu, I think Sabu is in there, he's also in a very cold place. Well, you wouldn't try stand on the snow, but shoes is okay, boots are okay. And you're going to watch the sun rising, focusing your mind, breathing with resonance, and if you know it, you repeat Gayatri mantra, Om Bhuva Swaha Tat Savito Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. If not, it's okay. You just, any mantra or breathing is okay. but looking at the sun steadily without blinking for about 5–10 minutes. 10 minutes would be better. If your eyes water, this is good. This is tratak, cleansing the eyes. But more important than that is the fact that your eyes are actually your brain. When you're in the baby in the womb, your brain starts putting things out which become your eyes. So your eyes are part of your brain. They're not different. They're very important to have eyes, as you know, of course. Without those eyes, we wouldn't know what's coming towards us from a long distance. If we didn't have them, car might come and suddenly it would hit. So the eyes are telling you everything that's out there, but it is your brain. And when you look at the sunrise early morning, there is a very special wavelength in the light, the photons that are coming from the sun that are hitting your eyes. That special wavelength, or those special light particles or photons, are putting your body into a rhythm of cycle of day and night, which will going to bring a lot of health to your body. Just to tell a little story, Swami Govindanandaji in his ashram is having people do all of this on daily basis when they're there. And he taught to me, and I love to do this. So as soon as I came back here in New Hampshire, we can see a nice sunrise, not every day, because many days it's raining or snowing. But it doesn't matter. Even if it's raining or snowing or cloudy, the light, the particular light at the sunrise is very, very, very healthy for you. So Swami Govinda told the story, a man, a big fat man, was very unhealthy. He had heart problems and diabetic problems and all kind of problems and diseases. And he had a very big bus company in India. And he was running that bus company, making a lot of money, but getting very sick. By chance, he met a man, Muslim man, who taught him to do this. And he said, you do it every morning. And he had a system of increasing the number of times he would repeat the mantra, and at the end circle himself and say, Surya Bhagavan Ki Jai. And after some time, he got really healthy and really strong and really well and really fit. And he decided to give away his bus company. He gave it to his employees, the whole bus company, and he set off, and he would just walk around India teaching people to do this, telling them it is good for your health. Well, I heard that story, but then I wasn't, I really didn't believe it, but it was a good story anyway. So, but I love to do this every morning. Somehow it's a beautiful thing to do, and it makes you feel very good, makes you feel healthy. Anyhow, I do it. Now I'm telling other people here in West also to do it. So lo and behold, there is a very interesting person you should subscribe to on Instagram if you have an Instagram account. And his name is, and his Instagram account is I'll tell you, at Huberman Lab. Okay, you can see it in the chat. So here's a PhD doctor at Stanford in California. He's the one of the world's leading experts on eyes, eyesight, the neural pathways of the eyes and the rest of the body. A really wonderful, professor of ophthalmology. And he recommends that you do this. And he said, he doesn't use the Gayatri mantra, but he says every morning you should get up and see the sunrise. And not only that, he says, of course, chickens and dogs and horses and cows, they all do that if they can, not the ones in the factory farm. But you'll notice that sunrise, they go out and sometimes dogs sit there and they look into the sun, because what it is doing, it is making your nervous system tuned to the rhythm of the universe, bringing you so many health benefits that you cannot even imagine. So this is the next thing to do. Okay, so far you've got two things to do. One is when you wake up, start resonance breathing. Don't get up. And then you go brush your teeth and whatever. But then when the sun is rising, now it is through a window, it is still beneficial, but you'll need about times 10 more time for that to have an effect. If you do 5 minutes without sunglasses, outside, stare at the sun. If you're behind a window, if you do that for 5 minutes, if you're behind a window, you need to do it for about half an hour. Okay, so it is better to step outside. Now I know many of us live in the modern city and it's horribly polluted. I think Sunita's in Shanghai. Shanghai, some days, it is not looking too good, Sunita. I think you better to come to live in the mountains somewhere. Of course, everyone's living where their karma has them. But even in that polluted city, with all the cloud layer and everything like that, you still get a benefit because those photons are pervading the whole atmosphere. Of course, you can feel it. If you get a chance, you do it again in the sunset. It is the same thing. Sunrise and sunset, the wavelength of the light is the beneficial wavelength. During the day, you mustn't look at the sun direct. Okay, it will be a problem. Don't look too long. But early morning, you can gaze for 10 minutes. Okay, good. By the way, if anyone has any questions, please ask the question. You can put in the chat or ask Sunita or Jyoti, and they will tell me to keep quiet and I'll stop and you can ask the question. Now I want to, so far we got some very simple things, because this talk also is supposed to be what you can do in your daily life to help you with yogic techniques. But yogis had another aim in mind. They didn't just want to be healthy. Of course, everyone wants to be healthy. The yogis also wanted to attain a state which we call samadhi. Samadhi means the mind is completely absorbed to the point where it becomes quiet. In Hatha Pradipika, that is called Unmani or Unmani Avasta, which literally means no mind. So we got two aims with pranayama. One is to get good, radiant health, and the other is to attain a state of no mind. That is very difficult. I'm trying now for 72 years, I think. Well, not really. I only started at age 21. So that's about 52 years. And I didn't get no mind. But what I did get is a little bit of peace of mind and some health. Health is still good, thank God. Okay. So let us look at what the yogis were saying from these 2 points of view, both health and peace of mind. This is the important thing because they go together. So I'm going to share my screen. Let's hope everything works. Okay. So we share. How is that? Good? Yes? Okay. Now if I go like this, it is still okay? Yes. Okay. Breathing and pranayama. Prana is life. That's what it is. It is life. Everyone, that you're alive, that is prana. Is yama is to cut or to bring to an end or to measure, but yama, is opposite of that. So it means we are lengthening the life, we're lengthening the prana, we're making it go for long. That is pranayama, the Indian science of lengthening and breathing. It is the ancient art of breathing. Well, prana is life or energy. In Chinese, you call qi. Yes. Ayama means to lengthen, expand, or get voluntary control. So this is important, voluntary control, because, listen carefully, you are always breathing. It is involuntary. You're not saying, I'm going to stop breathing now. Like if I'm running, I can say I'm stopped running, I'm sitting. But your breathing must go on. And it must go on very, very efficiently to take very good care of you. In fact, it looks to be a very simple thing. Inhale and exhale. But the more you look at it, the more complex and the more fascinating it becomes. When you run, you need to breathe faster, harder. When you lie down, you need to breathe slower. You need to be able to breathe while you're talking. You must also be able to breathe while you're eating something. So there are a lot of things that are going on inside of you that are making you breathe involuntary. But yogis, through pranayama, want to gain conscious control over all the mechanisms of breathing. You all know that we have nadis. And we learned that these nadis where prana flows, but nerves, blood, and lymph vessels are also nadis. They have different names, shira, or different name. We call all the places where energy flows, blood flows, nerve, electrical energy flows, all of those are called nadis. When we live in balance, nadis are happy and you're healthy. When we, for some reason, go out of balance, we get granti or blockages in the nadis, either prana block or blood flow block or lymph flow block or nerve energy block, some blockages. That is called granti. In modern day science, we don't use those words. We use these other words. I need to pop that up. I want to see me too. Okay. You need to get every single cell in your body needs oxygen. And together with glucose, you're going to have energy to do the things you're doing. And there's going to be some waste products, water, and carbon dioxide. So we need to get oxygen and glucose into every single cell, and we need to get rid of the waste that is made during this process of getting energy to be active, to do everything. We get this glucose mainly from food, and that is stored in the liver and muscles as glycogen. So you can make up a store. You can eat today, and if you don't eat for another 40 days, no problem. Well, I'm not sure, but you're storing up glucose, so it's available for you when you don't have it. But oxygen, there's no place to store it. You don't have air sacs in your legs or arms to store the oxygen. So you need all the time to be bringing in and getting rid of the waste all the time. This is the process of prana in, apana out. That's what the yogis call prana in, apana out. And this is going on naturally all the time. We call that in the West, or not in the West only, in the modern world, in the scientific world, we call that homeostasis. It's the constancy of the internal environment, must always remain balanced. And it's maintained by a lot of physiological processes. And the pranayama works with nervous and endocrine systems via the respiratory and cardiovascular system to keep this balance. If you keep that homeostasis, you'll be physically, mentally, and emotionally good. Everything is happy. But if you don't, you're not going to be so happy. So the respiration system, we're going to bring oxygen in through the nose. And this is going to come down the trachea here into the lungs, into the alveoli, tiny little air sacs inside the lungs, where the oxygen is going to go into the bloodstream and back to the heart, which is going to pump it through to every single cell in the body, where it will pass through the cell membrane and pick up waste, carbon dioxide, which will come back out through the blood to the heart, to the lungs, and exhale out through your nose. That is called respiration. Oxygen in, carbon dioxide out. This maintains the pH balance in the blood, which needs to be at a very particular level of acidity, or else we'll start to get health problems. We must breathe through our nose. Okay. Inside your nose, there is tissue. That tissue is erectile. That means it can expand and contract. Oh, some some red lines came on the screen. That may be Joyce putting. Okay, you can still hear what's going on. That erectile tissue in your nose is the same erectile tissue as in your genital organs. But yogis found that about every hour and a half to 3 hours, it's going to be, one nostril will be erect and another one will be relaxed. And then it changes like this. And when one is erect, the air is flowing more easily through that nostril. And then when it contracts, the air feels a little bit blocked because the folds go up, air passes easily through, and then they go down, air gets a little blocked. So this is going on constantly, bringing about a balance between the energy flowing through your left nostril and your right nostril. After the air's come through the nostrils, it's coming down here through the trachea, splits into the bronchi, goes into the lungs, and inside the lungs are these alveoli, these tiny little air sacs, which if we open those up, all of them in your lungs, you'd have about a tennis court surface area for exchange of gas to take place. So inside your lung is a whole tennis court, not with net or anything, but that area, that space is there, and it allows the oxygen to pass through this thin wall into the bloodstream and carbon dioxide to come back in there so it can go back out. So this is physiologically the movement of air in the lungs. As I mentioned earlier, you have your diaphragm. Okay, I'm going to stop and share for the moment. Whoop. So go back to the Zoom. Hi. So I hope you saw all of that. Everyone saw? Yes? Okay, thank you. Am I going too fast or too slow, Sunita? Okay. Now, when we breathing properly and deeply and with our mind focused on that, and we get everything in synchronization, we get into resonance and balance, and our body naturally is going to be healthy and our mind is naturally going to be calm. And even if you do get some disease or sick, you'll be able to recover more quickly. Okay, now I'm going, so let's have some breathing exercise in between to wake us up here. Okay, then we'll do more theory, yogic theory in a moment. So we got certain part done. Let's wake ourselves up with some Kapala Bhati. This is a yogic kriya, as you know, to aerate the lungs. Now, not only that, according to Dr. Huberman, who I mentioned earlier, the alveoli in your air sac, which in your lungs, those air sacs, they're moist. And because they're moist, they kind of, like if you imagine a balloon with water, moist, not water in, just some moisture in the balloon, and you push the air out, then it kind of sticks, doesn't open so easily. So the same with your alveoli in your lungs. Some of them are stuck, closed. They're not going to open up. So everybody in the world, without knowing it, tries to open them by going a double breath. They go like this. Just say you'll see people doing all the time. Even if you watch your dog or your cat does the same thing. So that double breath is getting more alveoli to open up. They look at this all through, MRI machines and everything. That is subconsciously everyone does. If they get a shock or they're sad about something to think about. So yogis discovered if we pump, 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 we can get a lot of oxygen moving. All the alveoli are going to open up, especially the ones down here. So sit good and straight. I think you all know Kapalabhati. If not, you can join one of my classes. It's an advert for a class. Okay. We're going to do simple, easy, gentle Kapalabhati. Not too much. Okay, so take a deep inhale. This time, keep your hands down, not up, down on your knee. Okay, inhale. Long exhale. And let us take 25 pumps only. Deep inhale. And exhale. My camera battery just went pop. I'll change it in a moment while you hold your breath. Okay. Well, this is okay like this too. So take a deep inhale. Hold your breath. Keep your eyes steady. And slowly exhale, but long exhale. There's the cat. See the cat? We call that cat Stripes Underfoot because he always gets under the feet. The reason he's coming here now is because he can smell butter. There's some butter there on Hanuman, you can see. He's coming to steal the butter. Okay. And show you his fancy tail. Okay. Again, Kapalabhati. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Again, deep inhale. And we'll do 25 pumps. Okay, now take a nice, long, deep inhale. A long exhale. Make a good sound when you breathe. Nice, like an ocean sound. Again, deep inhale. And hold your breath. And when you're holding your breath, keep your eyes either open or closed, but focused on one spot. Don't let your eyes move. And now slowly exhale. A long, slow, full, deep inhale. Your exhale is the most important part. Okay, not the inhale, the exhale. So take an inhale, take an exhale. So when you're exhaling, getting rid of carbon dioxide, your brain thinks, oh my gosh, I need more oxygen. So your next inhale is going to be full and deep as much as possible because your brain is telling your body, breathe deep. You need oxygen. And by the way, also, when you exhale, you're getting rid of fat in your body. 85% of the fat in your body is gone out through exhaling. The rest, 15%, through sweating or crying tears. Hey, cat is fiddling with the electronic gear. Okay, one more time, Kapalabhati. Deep inhale, long exhale. This time we're going to do 35 pump. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Deep inhale. And hold your breath. Now I'm not holding for a long time, just short holding. If you feel uncomfortable, you let a little bit of air out. Okay, slow exhale. Then take a nice deep inhale and a long exhale. Okay, we're going to go back to sharing the screen now that we woke up. Okay. So you can see here, so the Kapalabhati is useful for opening up all these alveoli, getting rid of a lot of carbon dioxide, taking in oxygen and holding it and giving it a chance to circulate through your body. And while you're doing it, when you're keeping your eyes steady and focused, you will be keeping your mind sharp and balanced, and the time will go very quickly. One other tip just to do is, now I'm talking, blah, blah. You should be breathing while I'm talking, inhaling and exhaling. And try do this. Take your tongue and turn your tongue back in your mouth so that the tip of your tongue is touching the soft palate way at the back of your mouth. So your tongue is sort of turned back and tip is touching the soft palate. And while I'm explaining here this diagrams, you breathe, inhaling, exhaling, keeping your tongue in that position. Inhaling, exhaling. Relax your mouth. You don't need a tension in your mouth, and keep your body spine straight, and just keep your mind focused on that breath. Now, whenever you're inhaling, this is what's happening. You're invigorating, activating sympathetic nervous system, accelerator. You move towards activity. Whenever you're exhaling, you're activating the... Sorry, what happened? Is it all okay? Parasympathetic system is putting the brake and moving you towards calm. So inhale, sympathetic, exhale, parasympathetic. This is going on constantly. In our modern society, we're pretty much always in this sympathetic overdrive. So, plus there's no balance in the breath. The nervous system is stressed. This is anxiety, panic, hyperactivity, restlessness, sleeplessness, etc. Some people are too much in the parasympathetic. So they'll be down here and feeling depressed, lethargic, or chronic fatigue, always tired. By doing resonance breathing, you want to get the sympathetic and the parasympathetic moving in constant balance. Inhale, exhale, keep it balanced. Okay. In your body, this is monitored very, very carefully via the vagus nerves. The vagus nerves are the 10th cranial nerves that come from the base of your brain down either side of your neck, and they innervate the heart and the lungs and your digestive system organs, and the fibers end all the way down in the anus, the anal sphincter muscle, the muscle in your anus which holds the feces at all time, except when you go to the bathroom, it relaxes, open. Otherwise, it's always contracted. So these nerves running down the neck here, called the vagus nerves, usually they refer to in singular, vagus nerve, is sending signals from your body, heart rate, activity of the lungs, activity in the digestive organ, liver, kidney, spleen, etc. Signal up to your brain telling what's going on down there. And accordingly, your brain is interpreting that signal very, very quickly and telling your body what to do. Heart must beat faster now. You need more blood in your legs to go run, etc. Or now he's resting, he's digesting his food. Okay, he can relax. Now heart rate can slow down, don't need to beat too fast. So this is going on constantly. It is like a natural pacemaker. If you get excited and you get a fright, then the vagus nerve tells no, no, and everything's okay. Okay, now you can relax, heart rate go back down. So breathing directly affects that vagus nerve, and the strength of your vagus nerve can be measured via HRV, heart rate variability. What that means is, if this little graph here, whenever there's R up here, that's when your heart is beating. Pop, pop, pop. So if your heart is beating, say, 60 beats per minute, this space in between each heartbeat is not the same. It should be different. And the more it's different, the healthier you are. Because the more difference there is in the timing between each heartbeat means you have strong vagal tone. And what that means is that you, your body and your mind and everything can recover quickly or quicker from any stressful situation. So this heart rate variability is the beat-to-beat difference in heart rate. It should not be the same. Healthy heart rate is chaotic. Bah, bah, bah. So that means this space here might be 1 second, but this one is a fraction of a second less, and this one is a fraction of a second more. And you can measure that easily over a 5-minute or 2-minute period, and you will get your heart rate variability reading, your HRV, and that will tell you how healthy your body is, not your heart rate. That's one good thing, or your blood pressure. If you've got high blood pressure, you'll know it's a problem. Low blood pressure also could be a problem. But this is a much more important and much more accurate indicator of not just your physiological health, but your psychological health as well. Because if this is varied, you will be able to deal with change. So much change happening so fast in the world around us. Every moment, things are changing. Look what's going on. Hong Kong got big problem. Here in America, big, crazy riots going on. And some other place, war and all sorts of things. Everything difficulty. So we need to adapt to this. And how do we make a good HRV? Well, you must activate the parasympathetic nervous system. The most important way is to be kind to other people. Okay, like this little kitty cat and doggy. Okay, have positive thoughts in your mind about yourself and others. Practice yoga or Tai Chi or whatever you like with awareness. Be aware what you're doing. Listen to your breath. Do coherence means resonance breathing, same thing. Or do pranayama or chant mantra. Om bhu bhuva swaha tat savita varenyam bhago devasya dhimahi yo yo na prachodaya, etc. Be happy. Okay. These are the things to increase your vagal tone. There's so many important things to see here. Okay. So I want to stop the share because Everyone has vanished. Oh, there you are. Okay. So, few more things. If you've got time, I still have some time, huh? 30 minutes. People still alive, awake. Okay. I tell you what we'll do. We will do a sitting straight. What you're going to do is a beautiful pranayama to make us not only awake up, but also to give us some mental focus and calm. We're going to do Brahmari pranayama. You all know Brahmari, but I want to teach you a little bit different. We're going to inhale with the sound of the male bee like this. And we're going to exhale with the sound of the female bee. I'm just getting closer to the microphone. Okay. And we're going to use Shanmukhi Mudra to block off our senses, because you've been looking and hearing for so long now, nearly an hour and a half. So you might be getting tired and your prana drained and everything. So you block your ears by stick your thumb right in your ear. And you block your eye. I'm going to do both hands, but I'm just showing you one with the fourth. But don't push your eye, because it's your brain. Okay? You don't want to push your brain. You just gently close. And here you're going to push your nose, because when you push your nose there, this is where your nose is making nitric oxide. That nitric oxide is going to help transport the oxygen through your bloodstream to the cells. So the yogis knew this. Now science is proving. And then, hey, cat knocked over my water, you see? Can't trust the cat. And then you're going to touch these fingers just above and below the lip, okay? And we're going to do 3 times. So inhale. Okay. Nice, refreshed. Good. That is, you all know, Brahmari. So 2 types of breaths. Inhaling, Brahmara. Exhaling, Brahmari. And I wanted to show you the kitty cat because, hey, Pee-Pee, the cat, purrs. I can hear the cat purring. Now, you all know cats are purring. So what is the cat doing when it's purring? It's relaxing its trachea and vocal cords. Cats are very clever because they can relax that when they inhale and when they exhale. And when they go to sleep, they can relax that. So their vocal cords are vibrating, purring. And what that does, it does two things for the cat. It calms them and it heals their body and it makes their bones strong. This inhaling and exhaling is strengthening the bones of the cat and helping it to heal and recover from all the hunting that it's doing outside at the night time. Very stressed to fight and so on. So cats are doing this naturally, and we can do this by stimulating our vagus nerve by doing the Brahmari. And you can do this anytime. You know, when you're walking down the street, of course, you're not with your hands like that. That will not be good. But you can just, or you're in the shower, so every time you're doing that, it's telling your vagus nerve that your mind should be calm and your body healthy and stronger. So, good. So we did that to wake us up a little. I got a few more minutes. Take a deep inhale and deep exhale. Now, one sec. I'm going to share the screen again in a moment and show you one other thing. Okay. I'll come back to my share for the last exercise that we're going to do. Whoop. Okay. So now the yogis had, I remember I told you they had another aim, not just health. They want to get unamani avastha. That means no mind. It's very difficult to get no mind, but we can experiment a little bit. So you're going to sit straight. Yes, you can save time for question and answer. I'll stop in a moment and then we can do question and answer. Okay, what you're going to do now, you're going to breathe through your mouth. You're going to put your hands like this and close your nose, and you're going to take a nice deep breath through your mouth. Don't do it yet. And after you've got a full deep breath, you're going to close your eyes and puff your cheeks and drop your chin down to your chest. And be careful, it might make you feel a little faint, okay? No mind. So you go block your nose, touch your fingers, look straight ahead, and go like this. Now close your eyes, puff your cheeks, and hold your breath, drop your chin. And now, slowly exhale through your nose. So all the time your cheeks are puffed, you must be but holding your breath. No air is coming out. Okay, so we're going to do again. You ready? Okay, now exhale through your nose. And once more, one more time. Okay. Slow. So while you were doing that, you might have felt a little faintish, slightly. Okay, especially if you were doing standing up, you'd feel a lot more faint, but I don't want anyone to faint. So we're doing sitting down. So by changing the pressures in our body tremendously, we can begin to change our mind. And this is very, very important. This is just a hint of what is yoga. We are practicing what is called hatha yoga. Hatha means uniting the sun and the moon, or the sympathetic and the parasympathetic, but the word hatha also means force, strong. Okay. It is a forceful yoga. And what you're trying to force is awakening subtle, dormant, psychic, or spiritual energy by using the breath in your body. And later on, we didn't do today at all. If you want to, we can have another class about the bandhas, and holding those bandhas and causing tremendous physiological changes in your body, which are going to start to bring your mind to complete quiet and balance. And eventually, perhaps even no mind. Okay, I'll unplug the mic. Sorry, and get hello. How's that? Good. Okay. This USB mic every now and then it gets some naughty problem. Okay. Anyway, so this is the other aim of yoga. The Hatha Yoga is the way to force upon yourself the state of no mind. But this is a big aim, and it is a long time in the so-called future, which there's no time, but they're in the future anyhow. Because we need to start in the beginning with little things we can do to be healthy, calm, resilient, not suffer the stress, and learn to balance ourselves. Very important that we should also constantly do exercises that open our connective tissue. So asana or tai chi or swimming or something like that. Some type of exercise, daily basis, which is making your connective tissues open, which is a whole other subject, which we can get to later on. So we did a little bit this evening. If you have some questions, I'd be happy to try to answer them. You can put them in the chat. Thanks, Oana, for telling me the mic. I think what happens is somehow after a period of time, it just gets tired. Okay.
Is there any questions coming? If not, I have a couple of questions.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Questions from anyone on the
That's
floor?
calm. I saw one question in the chat. Let's see. What's it say? One question is here, says, does Kaki bring Unma? Julia. Uh, well, I guess it might. But it's an individual thing. So Julia's asking, is that particular pranayama or any pranayama, I guess, bring unamani faster than any other? So the issue is that since all of us are individual with different temperament and psychological and Ayurvedic dosha, etc., state of being, we probably need to find through practice or possible guidance which particular pranayama technique or kumbhak, breath retention, is going to help us individually. It's probably not the same for everybody. So I could, you need to find that for yourself. I've found for myself that definitely strong kumbhaks, like we did in the other Udara, etc., we're doing in the other class, definitely are leading to a different state of mind and a kind of very focused, relaxed, focused, quiet state of mind. And those practices are not, we wouldn't just be doing that for anybody and everyone. You need to have number of years behind you. Plus, also we need to make sure that we have regular sleep. By the way, for everybody, this is the very most important thing. A regular sleep cycle, about 6 to 7 hours on a daily basis, same time, and good diet, okay? Good, healthy diet. Plus, good during Corona, COVID-19 problem, lockdown. We should always try to be locked down. Don't rush around too much because it's going to disturb the mental balance. Okay, so Vimala says, during the long 8 hours in a day of our work, what is appropriate breathing exercise we can do every 1 to 2? Yeah. So what do you work, Vimala?
Prabhuji, I work as an architect, but I'm currently working from home. I have a yoga mat next to my workstation. But in the course of my day, I do a lot of mental work as well as a lot of talking because now there's a lot of Zoom meetings. And when I try to do pranayama, I'm not quite sure because I've read somewhere before that alternate nostril breathing sometimes intensify the mental state that you're in. So I'm concerned, or was it the holding of the breath? So I'm not quite sure. Should I just do like you introduced the resonance breathing first, or could you elaborate a little bit of that?
Yeah, I studied architecture too. I studied architecture long ago, and I loved the subject. But when I was traveling to study the architect buildings in Europe, I started doing yoga full time. So I left the architecture and came to yoga. So what we should try to do, you should use that first for the next month or something, use resonance breathing. So you can download that app. It's called the Breathing app. It's a simple little app. I don't know if you can see that. This one here, the Breathing app. I guess It's just a nice tone. It's very easy. And first of all, every half hour you need to stand up. Okay? It's very important. Every half hour, stand up, move around. And then do about 2-3 minutes of resonance breathing, focused, inhaling, exhaling. Slowly get used to turning your tongue back. So tip of tongue is touching the soft palate. You turn your tongue back, and right at the back of the mouth, it's a little sweeter. And use that sound of ocean or waves sound. And probably close your eyes because you're staring at a screen. And just do that. This will be good. If you start getting tired, you do some Kapalabhati or Bastrika, if you know. So these two things should help you a lot. If I get tired, I do Bastrika. I love Bastrika. And you don't have to worry about nose, this or that. You just do both your nostrils. We had a very nice meeting with an Indian man named Prahalad Ron. He's an atomic physicist from Mumbai. And he developed a weapon, basically, which is a sound pulse. That's very quick, very, very quick sound pulses. So it's for some Indian military use. But he wrote a book this thick about the wavelength of that sound. But he's also a yogi, practices pranayama. And he's got some very interesting techniques. You know, we learn Bastrika like this. He's got 5 different places you can do Bastrika. Abdomen, rib, chest, neck, cheek, nose. And doing all of this, is in a 1 or 2 minutes, he's exercising his whole body. It's wonderful. It's not just that one Bastrika is there. Many types of Bastrikas are there. So use Bastrika a little bit. As long as you don't have food in your stomach, you can do. These 2 things I would do. I don't do alternate nostril breathing. You'll get off and your work will go down and they won't invite you to design anything anymore. Okay. Should we try to do ocean breath all the time, whenever we remember, or is it more, no, all the time, Apana? You try to do, of course, whenever you remember, especially when you got stress situation. So ocean breath simply means you are hearing your breath. So when you're walking around and you're doing things, always try to do that deep ocean breathing. You don't have to make too much sound, but you should be rhythmical breath, because we are training the nervous system. So the more you can do it, the more the nervous system is going to be happy. I get well trained. Okay, can you comment on the breathing technique of the mantra Soham? Yeah, so if we add in mantra, today I wanted to do yum, 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 ram, lam, lam, yum, 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 but we ran out of time. But if we add mantra, in with our breath, it's adding another level. That mantra is working on your vagus nerve. So you use any mantra, but Soham is very good because it is inhale, so, exhale, hum. So you can be constantly doing with your breath. One thing, I give you all a challenge. These days I see on everybody, you've got some challenge or other. So this is the challenge. Measure how many breaths you're taking in a minute. So take a measure, like set yourself 1 minute and just whatever you're doing. And you'll find that you might be 15, 20, 25 breaths or so per minute. So the challenge is in your daily life to try to get your breaths down to between 6 to 10 breaths per minute. Okay. So when you're doing asana, that is more easy. You can do, you're lying, relaxing, 6 to 10 breaths per minute. So you try to get about 6 to 10 breaths per minute. And then also check yourself. So how do you, if you go to work on bus or you're walking, you'll be doing 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 breaths per minute. You got your challenge is to get them down. And I use another little app called Elite HRV. Oh. Elite HRV, which you use to measure your heart rate variability. I put it in the chat here. Elite HRV. Oh boy. So that little app, you need something to measure, like a heart rate monitor, a little Polar 7. You put it on your heart. Or sometime you get some that fit on your finger or on your ear, and it connects via the Bluetooth to your phone. And then you can measure your heart rate variability. See, every day was good, but that day was too much parasympathetic. So then I know on that day, I needed to do more Bastrika. Okay? Then the next week, this was too much sympathetic. So I needed to do Anuloma, Viloma, calm down a little bit. So if you measure this on a daily basis, you can get your HRV reading every day if you want, and you can know when you're in a good, strong vagal tone or you need to do something about it. Because sometimes you're doing too much yoga or too much pranayama, then you're not, that's going to throw you out of balance again. Okay. Oh, 8 o'clock. Look at that. On the dot, I finished. Anything else? Well, that's good.
We still have 2 questions. Would you like to answer in the chat box? One by follow up by Prema and one new question.
Okay, just 1 second. Whoopa. So the same company of the Elite HRV, they use this. It is a heart, it measures your HRV. You put your finger in there. There's a little light inside there. And it measures the pulse of your capillaries in your finger. You can see it's a little blue light connected by a Bluetooth to the smartphone. And every day you sit for about 2 minutes and breathe, and you get the reading. So I use this. You can also use a strap with the polar, it's any height monitor will connect to this app. And other question? Could you learn what you mean by losing fat during exhale? Okay, that's a good question. We all want to know. So I will send you a link to a video. And the video is by an Australian scientist. And it is called, the video is called The Mathematics of Weight Loss. And he shows you, he demonstrates on stage with the chemicals and things to show you that when you exhale through your nose, or mouth too, but you should exhale through your nose, 85% of the fat that's going out of your body is by exhaling. It has to be broken down in your body by exercise. But once it's broken down, you lose it by breathing out. The other 15% is by sweating, perspiration, or tears, crying like water leaving your body. But mostly through air, carbon dioxide. And he breaks down the whole chemical structure of that. So you can see his talk. It's very, very good. It's quite funny also. So I'll send you the link. It's on or you can search on YouTube, the mathematics of weight loss. Okay. Anything else? That's good. Karen is there too. Our friend Karen from down where Richard is in Kentucky in the South. Anyway, I'm going to head out. I'm not going out. I'm probably going to go to sleep. So thanks a lot.
Thank you, Robert G. And thank you so much. If anyone have more questions to us, we have an email address that we could take additional question that we could either forward them to Robert G to follow up later on. And Rob, this is the first time Robert G came to us as a guest speaker we are just starting this, so this is our first year. So let's see what are the opportunities for future collaboration. And if anyone had any questions, please let us know ways that we can improve and ways that we can. Oh, thank you, Joyce. Just send our email on the chat line. People can get that. And if there's no more questions, we let Robert G go. He must be tired teaching for 2 hours straight. And Robert, would you have any closing remark?
Yeah, I'll say one short prayer. So I will send you a link to a number of very interesting videos on HRV and weight loss, and then you can look in your own time to see those. So thanks a lot for inviting me. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Hari Om Tat Chat. Thanks a lot. Thanks,
Thank you
Prema,
very much. Thank you.
and Sunita for translating. I hope you I wasn't going too fast. I tried to slow go.
Yeah, give a special thank you for Sunita. She's and Vimala and Joyce all in the background doing a lot of work. Joyce have been non-stop monitoring all the websites, monitoring the email, the chat line and everything. Thank you. And
Thank you,
Sunita,
Babaji. Very nice class. Beautiful. Yeah, hope to see you again. Yeah.
Yeah. Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.
thank you,
Bye.
Thank you, Om.
thank
Om
you,
Om.
everyone.
Om.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye-bye.